Welcome to another episode of the Hockey Hour. Jace Gabriel here with you, and as always, alongside me, former Hockey-Roo Jane Claxton. How are you feeling being back in the studio? I know I might ask you that later, but is it feeling more comfortable, or do you prefer?
I think so. It's more professional environment. I love the sound quality, and I don't have to stare at my face on my screen.
And mine, I suppose.
Yeah, true. More personable, of course. I love this setup.
I like it too. Fingers crossed we can keep the cameras going we've had a few issues, but mostly been fairly good. And shout out to the team at Hockey WA who always look after us on these little video cameraed sessions. But it's been a record-breaking, historic week of hockey in WA. And if you've been living under a rock, we will touch base on it shortly in the news. But a big episode for us, this one. We'll obviously go through the news shortly. We'll go through the results and the mailbag from over the last week. There's a few interesting results and a huge milestone coming up. 3 huges, that's how big it is. And then we're going to chat to the Under-21s coach, Len Fernandes. So let's start off with the news. The Under-21s tournament has been completed last week. It would have come Thursday. It would have been.
Yep.
Obviously, before we recorded last week's show. So we did say that we would be keeping an eye out. Let's start with the ladies, finishing 4th place overall. A couple of 4 losses in there, and a couple of wins. Not far off getting to a shootout in the semi.
Yep.
They went down to Queensland in the semi, and then unfortunately losing the bronze medal match 5-2 to Victoria. But they've been good. They've been good. There's some growth.
I was tracking this on the weekend, and they did very well for a team that I reckon for at least a quarter they were playing one down.
Okay.
I think there was a few cards,
Yes.
and so I think in both matches they wanted to do it the hard way. I think I commented on to a few of the girls, but. Yeah, great outcome. I think a great quality group of girls developing, and they'll feed into the Thundersticks really nicely. And obviously, Penny Squibb doing really well as coach.
Yeah, good to see Penn at her, I suppose, at the next level for her, which is great. And we can hopefully keep building her coaching prowess. But it was overshadowed by the 21ers. That's the name I'm going with, because there is no way that anyone should be able to win 5 in a row, let alone 4 in a row, which they did last year. And we spoke to Geezy at the time, but 5 in a row, new coach, new assistant coach, obviously a few new players within the group, mostly the same group, but they went through undefeated as well.
That's a lot of pressure leading into the finals, because everyone always says, you don't want to go into finals undefeated, and they've proven it wrong.
Well, we'll chat to Lenny more about his experience, because there's pressure on him as well, right? Because
surely immense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it'd be interesting to see what he says, but from my point of view, you were going in with potential expectancy to not win, right? And, whether you become the person that's remembered as not taking it to 5, probably not. But, these things don't normally go with this length of consistency, these victories. So for him and his team, and obviously the playing group as well, to be able to get to the final, it was incredible in itself, but also then win it in a shootout, might I add, because that also adds more complexity to the outcome. It was a phenomenal result. So congratulations to Len Fernandes, Mitch Hyde, and the group on winning the 5th consecutive 21s tournament. If you didn't know, their previous results in the previous 4 years, 2022 they beat Victoria 2-1, 2023 they beat New South Wales 1-0, 2024 they beat Victoria 4-0, and last year a 1-0 victory over New South Wales. So new opponent this year, but still couldn't knock them off their perch.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. And then moving on, our next news item, Hockey Australia announced their under-16 national squad. So athletes were actually selected for their obviously performance at the under-16 national championships, but all states and territory actually have a representation within both the boys and girls squads. From the WA boys side of things, we have Liam Atkinson, Andrew Blair, Craig Jones, Leo Petro, and Will Simpson. And then the WA girls, Kate Crawford, Olivia Rutter, Nikita Sadler, and Ebony Westlake. Two of those girls being Reds ladies. So very chuffed for those two, in Olivia and Ebony. But yeah, congratulations to those named. And I believe they'll probably be heading away on some form of camp soon, I believe. But yeah, it's always exciting to kind of that first initial, I guess, 16s kind of identification process.
Yeah.
But I personally was never identified, but I'm sure it's exciting for them.
Do you like that all states and territories were represented?
I think so. It's I know from a selection point of view for under-18s, it was very stressed, is that you need to keep people from each state, identify someone from each state to kind of keep that pathway for each state to go through. I think, some can look at it a different way, but I think it's very essential, especially for the smaller states, to have representation, but also for those smaller states, the people coming through, to know that there is a possibility to be selected in those teams. And it's great that we've obviously had 5 for the boys and 4 for the girls represented. That's pretty great. Pretty good numbers.
Yep, I completely agree. The Goldfields Festival of Hockey returns this year, Jane. We're heading back out to the Eastern Goldfields Hockey Association, May 14 to 16, which has been supported by SITS, Department of Creative Industries, Tourism and Sport, and the City of Kalgoorlie-Boulder. The festival is going to be headlined with a doubleheader, the TeamStar Premier League doubleheader between North Coast Raiders and Whitfords. So that is going to be fantastic. There are also going to be clinics and workshops on the agenda throughout the 3-day visit to the Goldfields. So I love that we've gone back to the region and can provide, I suppose, high-level hockey insights, umpiring, coaching.
It's always a fun weekend, I've heard, from
the
teams that go on and off the pitch.
North Coast and Whitfords will, I'm sure, enjoy their time in a warmer part of the state. So looking forward to that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep, and lastly, the last news item is the WA State Under-18 teams have also been announced. Head over to Hockey WA to see the full team list, but they'll be competing in the National Championships taking place in Darwin in July. So hope they stay hydrated. And teams will be selected after trials in April, and the extended squad and training sessions then will be announced. So the 2025 results for this tournament were that the WA Gold girls team came 4th, the boys Gold team came 5th, and the 2 black teams, girls and boys respectively, came 6th. So I'm sure they're looking to improve upon those results.
Fantastic. Let's head into the mailbag, Jane. We've got a couple of mentions and a question as well. First from John. John, who's
sorry, I was adding.
You're adding
to this.
Right.
It is from John.
It is from John. Sorry. In terms of your question about youngest players in the Prem 1 this season, the youngest at Lions is goalkeeper Chloe Hindmarsh, who actually debuted in Prem 1 2 years ago for Vic Park. She turned 17 3 weeks ago. I actually think I remember her debuting for Vic Park as the youngster, because there was obviously outs and injuries and things like that. But there's another one.
Yeah, so I went back to our training session and I was like, girls, tell me what year you're born in, if it's in the 2000s. And they said, 2009, Matilda Connolly, 16, doesn't turn 17 till September this year, and she debuted this year. So there's my fun fact.
There you go. Well,
I did my research. If someone's at your club, you have to do your own.
Yes. Well, let us know. We'd love to know. We weren't sure if there are any 16-year-olds around, and we kind of based it on.
We have 3.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I need HR involved at our club because I don't know what I'm saying at training.
Well, thank you, John. We very much appreciate that. It's great to have some listeners touch base with us and let us know. Yeah, we love this. We very much appreciate information that we may not necessarily know. So please give it to us. We're very happy, whether through the mailbag or if you want to text us directly. The next one is from Kath Shelley. She's also wanted to shout out a couple of youngsters who made their Prem 1 debut for YMCC on the weekend. Savannah Stiles and Isla Marinovic. Isla is Kath's daughter. And Sav, and they're both 16. Isla is a goalkeeper, and I thought she was amazing in a really high-pressure game. We had 5 juniors on the field, and they were all sensational. So that game was against, Subs, and it was only a 2-1 defeat, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
So that's exciting signs for YMCC.
She would have had a lot of action in that net, I'm sure, because just knowing the sub striker line, and you've got Gustavino flicking at her, Courtney Chanel hitting the ball at her.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, awesome work.
Fantastic. Love to hear that, and thank you for sharing, Kath. Second part of her mailbag is a question. A lot of people have a hockey nickname or alias. Who's got the best nickname on your team? Her nickname is Snowy. Jane?
Who has the best nickname? I don't think there's any crazy ones in our team.
I'm just trying to think.
I know of some back in Adelaide, but I don't want to share them because they have a MA 15 plus origin.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
no, this generation.
Any from your Hockey Roos days?
It was mainly like your nickname, like Squibby or something like that, which was associated with your name. So that wasn't overly exciting. We used to have a girl called Turtle.
Ah.
Yeah, Holly Evans, called Turtle because she wasn't very quick. Self-deprecating, I guess. And there was also 2 other Hollies in the team, so they all had to have nicknames.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We have a young man in our team who was probably, this is a few years ago now. I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago. Very small, weren't sure where his growth for it was going to come. He was only a junior at the time, but training with the Vic Park boys. And Lachlan Arnold is his name. And we had a session where we were doing some running in and shooting, and he did this spin move and then smacked it in the bottom corner. And coach at the time, Sam Pike, that was magic. You're a magician. It was something along those lines. So magician has stuck for him.
That's so hard to get out.
And it's now been shortened to Jish. So that's Lachlan's nickname, Jish. And it's people have gone with it.
Well,
so
China Davies is a good one.
China,
if you ever run into China Davies at hockey, ask why he's called China.
Yep, very good one.
Yep.
Murray McIntyre was Mumbles, and probably reasons why you can work out why he was called that. So, let us know your nicknames. I love the ones I see that the HR inappropriate ones that you come across on social media because someone calling their employee or a fellow employee that. So if you have any of those, I'm all about those.
And we want the origin story as well.
Yes, let us know. We're keen to know more nicknames. Did you have any? You have one?
No, they try and force Clacko on me, and that's firmly in the male side of our family. I do not want to be associated with it. And then people, I had people then go Clacker, and I'm like, I actually cringe every time. So if you want to piss me off on the field, that's how you do it.
Clacker. It doesn't, it's an X. It's not a CK. I'm like, I couldn't do it. I keep thinking about calling you Janie, but I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't. And I'm not a Janie. I think I'm too aggressive.
Yep. I'm not going to even disagree. I'm not going to disagree.
I'm aggressive.
Yes. I've never ever could say that you would be a Janie in a passive manner.
Unfortunately. I wish.
I had some obscure ones. Probably not relevant for their origin stories. But yeah, a few teammates have had some over the years for me. But we won't delve into those because they're probably not appropriate. So, but thank you. Thank you all for sharing your for your mailbag questions, John and Kath. We appreciate those. If you want to let us know your questions or information or nicknames, if you would like to share them, or friends' nicknames, whatever it is, Hockey WA's Instagram, or you can contact Jane or I directly. Lizzie Watkins organ donor round in the TeamStar Premier League this past weekend, Jane. A few interesting results, a few debutantes through there, a few milestones throughout as well. Let's start with the ladies. The Hale UWA 1-1 draw, is who do you think that favours?
Probably UWA. I
agree.
think
Yeah.
they've dropped a few games. Hale, by all accounts, it was a game that should have been a draw, very even. But I think both of them wouldn't have been upset with the points. They
Yeah.
both probably needed them.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next big result, probably a huge one. Wolves were handed their first defeat of the season by Vic Park.
Yeah, lovely.
Khadija El Nadi debuted for Wolves. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. But yeah, Vic Park sprung them, going 3-0 up, and then Wolves just couldn't catch them. What a big result for Vic Park.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vic Park have got a lot of quality in their side, and I think they're still missing a few girls, obviously, at 21s. But, I think Wolves will be coming up against a few harder teams now, and will test that kind of, because they obviously don't have Ellie Buckley up front, relying heavily on Maddie Ratcliffe to kind of fabricate a lot of those scoring opportunities. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that kind of goes for them in the coming weeks when they come across probably some of the topper teams.
Absolutely, yeah. The Lizzie Watkins' previous club in North Coast Raiders pipped at the post by Wasps in the 58th minute through Cam Tidy. So almost snuck a point, but that is Wasps' first win of the season, or first points of the season. And unfortunately, Raiders stay on 0 points. And as we mentioned earlier, Subs only just defeating YMCC 2-1. Your game postponed due to 21s. 21s players away. So you have your first of your makeup games Wednesday?
Yeah, against Freo. So, yep. We'll be back on the ladder again.
Speaking of the ladder, Vic Park and Subs now share top spot, 16 points. Neither have lost. They've had a draw, I think, with each other. And then Wolves now sit in third for the time being. And Maddie Radcliffe still clear on top of the ladder. If we look at the games this weekend, the Vic Park Hale game will be interesting, but I think the one to watch is Lions and Wolves this weekend.
Yeah. As we said before, that will be another test for Wolves, I think. And I think Lions will be pretty good for it.
Yeah, I would probably back.
Got some good talent up
Lions.
front.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting game. One to watch. It's the only game. I think it's on the Sunday, I want to say. But definitely a game to watch. Let's go to the men's side of the competition. A Joel Rintala hat-trick got Wolves over the line against Vic Park.
All drag flicks?
No, I think there was a field goal in there.
Oh, okay. See, it's always so good to have someone that you can, that kind of flicking talent. Obviously, Wolves in the women's side have it, and then Joel in the men's side. But yeah, it
Let me double check.
really makes you access a whole different level of hockey. if you can.
Two PCs and a field goal.
Yeah.
So yes, he can hit them from inside the circle and not just drag them from outside to in. So another hat-trick for Joel Rentala. A tight game between Wasps and Raiders. Scott Capone and Kyle Sorensen both celebrated game 100 for North Coast Raiders. And Ben Woodruff in the 52nd minute got Wasps over the line.
Much needed points.
Yeah. It's probably didn't expect Raiders to challenge Wasps that closely, but kudos to them because, they could have almost stolen a draw there. We had a few 100-game milestones for Melville in their loss to Reds 3-1. Ben Staines scoring in his 100th game. Mitch Pace and Wes Stewart also celebrating their 100th games. Cooper Burns scored 6 of the 7 goals that YMCC scored against Mods Old Guildford. They won 7-2. Hamish Adamson just scoring in the 60th minute.
How dare you break his streak?
Yes. So Cooper with 6. We've talked about teams and, players and how many goals being scored, and it doesn't quite touch the record. But there was, what has he got? Penalty corner, penalty stroke, field goal, penalty corner. So 1 field goal.
My question is, why did they let him take the penalty stroke? He's already by that stage got 2 goals. Like
the penalty strokes was his hat trick.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but wouldn't his friends go, "Hey, Charlie hasn't had a goal in a while. Maybe get Charlie to."
Well, he was going up against his Kookaburra teammate in Magnus McCausland.
Okay.
So maybe they said, let's put like for like.
Yeah.
But 6 is incredible. I know 5 is a double hat trick. What's 6? Is that also classed as a double hat trick?
Sextuplet. I don't know.
Let's go. Let's go with it. I feel like it's probably a double hat trick. So that was probably the highlights of the weekend in the men's side of the competition. All the other games going as planned. YMCC and Wolves are now still the only 2 teams undefeated on 18 points. And then Uni and Hale on 15. Cooper Burns now rockets to the head of the Eric Pearce goal scoring leaderboard with 17 goals. So going to be difficult to catch. Games for this weekend. Let's highlight this one as just, it's going to be a brilliant contest, but also a massive milestone for a player and a club, Jane.
Daryl will be playing his 500th game this weekend, which will also coincide with the 06 Premier reunion versus UWA. So I don't know. That's just crazy. What's per year is about 20 games? 20,
yep.
And then plus finals?
Yep.
You really, your knees must be hurting, Daryl.
He does dive a lot too, so they would hurt.
But well done, mate. Like, we obviously talked about Shani Nelson the other week, 400. This is incredible stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it.
Oh, yeah. I know he's a very fit man, Daryl.
Yeah.
So he's a very fit man. And obviously you have to be in his position playing a defender. There's, quick forwards running around.
It's Tom Craig, that's annoying.
Yeah, Cooper Burns, obviously.
That's annoying.
But an incredible milestone. And as you mentioned, coincides with their 20-year reunion of their 2006 premiership, which was also against UWA. So
yes.
Hence why they're celebrating this game
that is
home.
very coincidental.
But why not? Yeah, why not kill 2 birds with one stone? Daryl was the captain at the time of that premiership, as well, of the Fremantle Hockey Club. So I think they were only Fremantle at that point, not Fremantle Coburn.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's only been recent.
Yes, so he captained that day. They won the premiership. He now has played 500 games of hockey, which is incredible.
And that's only Premier League games. That's not for your club, because I know Reds, they do, games for the club in total.
Yep.
Whereas this is 500 Premier League.
Yes, it's wild. It's wild.
Silly. It's silly
I want to say he's now second, obviously behind Murray McIntyre, who played 600 and something.
Oh, that's silly as well. What are people doing?
Yes, they both have played well into their
and they
40s.
Stopped when they were 80.
Probably. But yes, congratulations, Daryl. Massive milestone. And we wish you all the best in the game, but also
your future knee replacement.
you and your former teammates celebrating that premiership reunion as well. Well, let's continue what we started last week, Jane, and just select a random league from our friends at TeamStar's website and dive into the weekend the weekend's results. We're going to go with the Division 5 men this week. They started their round on Saturday with Raiders 3s drawing with UWA 5s at the Troy Pickard Hockey Centre. It was then YM's 4s defeating Vic Park's 4s at UWA Super Turf, also on Saturday. And then 3 games on the Sunday. Wasps 4s defeated Reds 4s 4-3. Southern River men's 1s defeated Mods Old Guildford's men's 3s 5-1 at the Toro Engineering Stadium, which I think is Southern River's home ground.
Oh.
It must have a new
sponsor.
a new sponsor, Toro Engineering. Thank you for jumping on
lovely.
board.
Yeah.
Let's just have a quick look. Hopefully it gives me the... Nope, I've missed it. But yeah, great to have a sponsor on board. And then the final game of the round saw Curtin's men's 3s defeat Newman's men's 2s, 1-0 at the Hale Turf. Lots of goals.
Yeah, but also very tight like last week.
Yes.
The only one outlier being the 5-1, but yeah, very close results. And the ladder indicates Vic Park, your mighty home club, being on top on 9 points and sharing that with Southern River M1s, and then UWA M5s in third, and Raiders M3s in fourth. And then, Newman yet to win a game, so I'm sure after they're mentioning on this podcast, they will pull up their socks and win next weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Good luck to the Division 5 men's teams for this weekend. They've got all games on Saturday, so get to spend a Mother's Day with their wives or partners potentially, or the mums themselves. Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, they are parents too, as I keep saying every Mother's Day.
This is your last
lonely,
Mother's Day.
as only a fur mother. Yes.
My
I've
apologies,
had 10 years of fur mothering.
Very good. Well, enjoy the weekend ahead, Div 5 men, and good luck. We'll give you guys a shout out if you can give us anything that happened over the weekend, or any funny facts from the Div 5s, or anyone across Hockey WA communities. Let us know. We want to know about 6 goals in a game, or 9 goals in a game, or saved strokes, or falling over trying to shoot an open goal, or something like that. So let us know. We'd love to hear this information. We'd love to for you to tell us and share us. And I know Minky was back on the weekend.
Did see. The Wettons posting that.
Yes.
And their children. I think there was the trio of the Wettons, the Justs, and they're all on all their kids now debuting into the hockey arena. So in 10 years' time, watch out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Vic Park hockey team.
Yeah, so if you've got any funny Minky stories, love to hear those. There's always, and you can't say there's not a funny Minky story, because there is always something.
I coached Minky and it was hilarious.
Yes, there is always something.
Where it's the girls at the back gossiping, not really wanting to play and getting yelled at, and then the boys taking it too seriously or
always.
Shooting each other with their guns, which aka our hockey sticks.
Yes, very much so. What were you like at Minky?
I was too serious. Competitive,
That doesn't surprise me.
Very competitive.
Yep.
Mainly because I'd been drilled into. I had an older brother, so I was goalkeeper in front of our front fence for many years prior to Minky.
How much protection?
None.
Oh, right.
You didn't. God, I didn't even know there was the option. I think.
Stand there.
Maybe you got a pillow on your hand.
Yep, fair enough.
Yes, so I was way too competitive from a young age. So I should have known what was ahead of me. My white line fever.
I think I did one season of Minky's, but I wasn't actually playing hockey at the time. I think I was playing it was dual with soccer, I think. And I think my dad was coaching, and it was at Harley's Hockey Club, which is Len Fernandes' club, who we're going to talk to next. I remember, because I remember you got a little pin for being, that was what you got.
Oh.
Being part of it.
We just got a sausage sizzle.
Yeah, I want to say that was the only sort of touch point I had with Minky. That was about it. I don't remember very much.
Yeah. No, we had school minky and then club minky. Club minky I was less a fan of
wild.
because it was mixed and those boys, they hit the ball real hard and they never passed to me.
It's still salty.
Club
Apparently.
Club minky fun. I mean, school minky fun.
Because you dominated.
Yeah, because I was better
I heard the best. Well,
and my dad was the coach.
well, let us know your stories. We'd love to hear them. We love sharing community information across our whole hockey community. So let us know. Either contact Jane or I directly, or send it into the mailbag. Jane, we spoke about it earlier in the show. The 21s is what I'm calling them. It's a phenomenal group, 5-time champions, as we mentioned, and we're lucky enough to have their coach from this tournament, Len Fernandes, on the phone. How are you, Len?
Thanks, Jace. No, I'm very well. Thanks for having me.
We're absolute pleasure to have you, and we're very interested to dive further into the 21s chat, but we always start with a little icebreaker. So we wanted to know, you're having a dinner where you can invite 3 people, dead or alive. Who are those people?
Well, I'll go it would be Michael Jordan, be one, basketball.
Like it.
I reckon a lot of people would mention that one. I would probably go, maybe, if I went hockey, it would be Shabazz Ahmed, who played for Pakistan.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, one of the greatest. Yeah, I really love watching him play. And then probably the third might be someone of like a Nelson Mandela type,
Nice.
I reckon. Someone of that ilk.
That's a good mix. That's a good mix.
Yeah,
Most
yep.
people probably go all sport, but covering all bases there.
You
Your
got some
sport.
politics.
Yeah, politics. I like it, mate. I
Yep.
like it. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Before we get into the 21s, let's talk about your playing career. You were a member of the Perth Thundersticks during your time, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm part of the AIS as well.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect.
Yes, no, I played in the 92 and 93 championships with the Thundersticks. Originally from Victoria, so I played for Victoria as well. And probably a little side note is that we won the Colts championship in 1989 in Perth.
Nice.
So I got to show the guys on the trophy where I had held the trophy before, which was quite nice.
I like that.
And played for Victoria and then got the opportunity to come over to the AIS and really loved it and enjoyed it. Played at Harley's hockey club, Anglo-Indian hockey club that you would know well, Jace.
I
And
do,
amazing club, amazing people, still lots of lifelong friends from playing for them. And then I ended up coming across, and I'm also a teacher as well. So I was able to get a teaching position over in Perth and then met my wife. And I've been here 30 odd years now.
Brilliant. Now, for those that are watching the pod, we found a video of the 92 Thundersticks victory over Brisbane in Melbourne, in your hometown of Melbourne, Lenny. So we'll prepare the link for everyone to go and have a look, and I'm sure the guys have cut some clips of you dynamic away at. I think you played across the forward line. I have watched it. So you're at left wing, I think, from memory.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, very good. So a few right to lefts around the back, I imagine. But no, fantastic. It's good to know your background as well.
Yeah, and it was very impressive to watch. I'd definitely tune in. We'll hopefully tag the link into the podcast so everyone can go have a look, because it does end in. I don't want to destroy the ending, actually. No, just go to the ending and have a witness of some really remarkable skills. But obviously, you had an extraordinary playing career, and then you transitioned to coaching. When did that exactly happen, and was it organic from your playing career? Did you always have that in your kind of line of sight? You mentioned obviously you're a teacher. How did that transition transpire?
Look, obviously every year that I've been involved in hockey, I've always coached or been involved in some sort of capacity. So I started coaching juniors, as you do, like when you're, I still at school, I still coach. Just from there, it just grew. I think coaching and teaching are very much aligned. And I started coaching juniors and then got involved in seniors. And then for a while I was working as a boarding house master. So coaching sort of took a bit of a a back seat, and then all of a sudden your kids start playing, and then you go down and help, and then all of a sudden you find out that you're involved back in coaching sort of clubland again. But yeah, while I was, well, I guess pre-kids, I was also involved in, like in 2003, I was the assistant for the state under-18s, which we actually won. I think Colin Brandis was coaching. So, and I think Jono Charlesworth was the captain. And guys like Ian Bircher, who I've had the privilege of coaching as well. Yeah, really good group to work. So I guess, I took a bit of a break and then got back into club, and yeah, I've been coaching at Raiders for the last 7 years. Which I love.
Brilliant. Now the 21s role comes up. Why? Tell us why you decided to take it on.
Look, just something I've always been interested. I think, as I said before, like you raise your kids and then you have a bit more time to do things. And yeah, I just wanted to give back and get involved with the game again. I'm always, I guess players are trying to improve, and as a coach, I'm always trying to improve as well. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity, and it was, in terms of my coaching development and knowledge, and using, I guess the principles of the game haven't really changed, but it's the terminology that people use. So learning those sorts of how nuances of the game, and then particularly the technology side of being able to use clips and using IT to help sort of athletes grow was something that attracted me to it as well. It was some of the learnings that I got from being involved. But yeah, no, I always wanted to coach at the highest level I could, and yeah, I was very grateful and privileged to get the opportunity to coach the 21s.
And we all know the 21s WA men's team comes with an illustrious history, and not to ruin the ending, but you managed to get the 5-peat. Is that what we're referring to? It's 5-peat?
Let's go with it.
Going in, did you feel like there was a lot of pressure on that outcome, knowing you didn't want to potentially be the coach that broke the camel's back? And what was kind of your
I did
opinion?
get a couple of people. I guess my mindset was that, I don't know, I just focused, this is going to sound like such a coaching cliche, but I just focused on the process. Like, outcomes take care of themselves. So if we get our preparation right, and I sort of ran with a theme, because like first of all, I'm just I feel very lucky that I walked into a team that the culture that Tim Gears, who coached the previous last 4 championships, how he had set up the team, and just you talk about the positive sort of culture that existed amongst everyone in the team, and even how they included the new guys, and myself included, the new people into the team was really positive. And yeah, it made it, the transition to getting to know them and working with them was just, I was really impressed with what had already been laid. And so I just decided to try and build on that and continue the positive stuff that had already been laid before me. I never really thought of the pressure, because again, I was just focusing on the things I can control to get the team ready, and then to get the team to compete. And yeah, we were able to, be very competitive and be undefeated, which was amazing. But yeah, I think it came down to our preparation. I thought we'd be pretty handy, and we were playing first division teams like Melville and Wolves and YM and competing and like drawing, and like I was like, oh, okay, we have a serious team in the 21s.
Absolutely.
But probably the thing that we talked about, which for me was their willingness to sacrifice for the team. Like, if you've got your best players and they are team orientated first, and they want to give to the team. I had Ian Grobler, who's a Kookaburra, and he's telling me that, I want to give, the team comes first, and we just really want to do well as a group. When you've got your leaders doing that, it makes it, it makes it easy to coach, and it makes, it was just people were willing to give it themselves, which was fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant. Len Fernandes, the coach of the championship-winning under-21 team, on the line with us. Did you change? Obviously, a different coach from Tim coming on board. Did you change much of the game style? Did you bring your own game style, I suppose? And how did that, I suppose, flow within the group? A lot of them obviously know Tim and his style, but how did you, if you did, bring your own little touch to it?
Yeah, look, tactically, yeah, we did change. We brought something new to the table. So in terms of like a hybrid zone, so we played with a front two and a mid four, and it so when I introduced it to the group, they just grabbed it and ran with it. Like that's probably, they have a real thirst for knowledge, and probably the real great part about it is, as we were getting into discussions and teams tactically, I would have people asking really good questions, and people would, like amongst the group, would just listen and say, "How have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?" And yeah, so when you play in a zone, you have to trust each other, and you have to be able to read the play. And yeah, we had some, from when we first started doing it to when we finished off with in the tournament. We really played it really well, and it played to our strengths as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the zonal hockey is so hard to execute. You have to have a lot of buy-in and conversation, and there is no whiteboard answer a lot of the time to solutions. So you're backing that players are developing their knowledge, and that you've got smart people out there that are buying into the process. So that's really, I guess, great for the future of WA hockey, especially in the men's side. In terms of highs and lows across the tournament, do you have any key moments that you reflect on post?
Obviously, the high, winning in a shootout is, but again, like the game, the way it went. So, the way that we played, I guess when you're away at a tournament, you have the opportunity to really work and be focused on the group. And we had done I did a workshop of scenarios where we went through about 16 different scenarios, and one of those was, well, what do we do? Because we hadn't been down in the tournament, and in the final we were 2-0 down.
Yep.
And I asked the guys, well, how do we play? And they just looked at me and said, well, we just keep playing the same way that we know that works. And that's what we, to our credit, in the final, that's what we did to come back from 2-0 down and to lead 4-3 was really good. And then, I guess every final is always eventful, and they scored with 3 minutes to go, and then to go to a shootout. But we'd already planned the shootout as well. So to Tom Keating's credit, who was my assistant coach, we'd done our homework, and we were able to execute. And Travis King, who was the goalkeeper, he did exceptionally well under pressure.
Yeah, it was. It's always high pressure, and shootouts can be 50-50, right? Like it's such a hard thing to know who's going to get the result, and it comes down to obviously those pressure scenarios. But it was WA in the good, in the good again, thanks to some brilliant work by Travis King in goal, and of course all the shootout takers. What did it mean to you? What does it actually mean to you, Lenny?
That's an interesting one. So for me, it was to watch the growth and development of the boys, to see how hard they worked, to see how, we ran. I always try and coach with a theme. So we ran with a theme with warriors, like being a warrior, and we talked about loyalty. We talked about being committed for each other. We talked about discipline. But we also talked about how we were a group that if we stuck together, we could achieve great things. And, to our credit, that's one of the when you watch a team grow, and then you get things like when you play tournament hockey, there were always incidences, and we talked about that come at you. So it might be the refereeing or the crowd or whatever. And we would talk about no distractions, let's just really focus on our hockey. So for me, I would say that, watching the boys grow, like winning is amazing, but really the enjoyment of watching how, like, our team camaraderie and even the off-field team. So Sasha Weatherall, who was the manager, and Stu Dye, who was the physio, and Tom Keating, how we all learnt from each other, and also I'll throw Anthony Potter in there as well, who helped, as well as one of our assistant coaches. They were just amazing to work with. So for me, like, the knowledge that I've gained, and then just watching everyone grow, and then winning is obviously very enjoyable as well.
I'll tell you what, Sasha Weatherall is Hockey WA's four-leaf clover.
Oh, really?
She's been with the Thundersticks girls the last couple of years as well.
Oh, yeah.
She is a very, very good manager.
Oh,
gosh. But I think there's something
you're
there.
telling people need to target her as a manager from interstate?
I'm just saying.
No, she's only allowed to work with me. So she's the one who I'm very grateful to her, because she's the one who encouraged me to apply for the job.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, because probably a full circle story is I coached 3 or 4 of them in the state under-13 team about 8 or 9 years ago, and it was their final year of 21s. So, like Mitchell Hyde, who's our captain, just an outstanding person, but an outstanding leader. The way he was able to, I don't think I've come across a young man who can articulate, to other young men about emotions and to be yourself, and
beautiful.
just so impressive. But that's also leads on the pitch. I think that's a real strength of our culture, is how close our guys are. It's through doing the Triple H, hero, hardship, and highlight, where guys speak to each other. I reckon that activity, which he led, brought everyone, so gave everyone an understanding of each other and brought everyone closer together.
Brilliant.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. It sounds like you've really been able to combine, like, the psychological side of hockey, but as well as the physical side of hockey so seamlessly. Sometimes it can be so jarring where you're like, okay, now we'll work on the psychological side, whereas, like, you did that whole name it to tame it going into the final, and it probably helped a lot of those boys go, okay, this is all the scenarios, we've chatted about them, I'm comfortable with them, we're prepared, and set them at ease, which is so difficult, I think, as a coach, to know how to balance both. So now you've achieved this illustrious height of winning the 21s. What's next for you coaching-wise?
Well, I'm not sure. Like, obviously, I'd like to take Raiders to the Premiership, but that's a serious work in progress at the moment. But I'd definitely like to see whether I can coach at the 21s level again, or maybe get involved at a higher level.
Yep.
But definitely for me, it's about learning and evolving, and at the moment I feel like my growth's been really good, and I'm prepared to take advantage of opportunity if it presents itself.
Oh, fantastic, mate. I can certainly, I know already that there is going to be some more coaching for you in the future, and I'm sure that you'll be signed up again to take on the 21s next year, and it would be silly not to. But from us, obviously, here on the show, and obviously the Hockey WA community, congratulations again. It's an incredible feat to win one championship, but to be part of a group or have connection with a group that has won 5 is something that's never going to be forgotten. So congratulations to you for obviously working with the group and taking them to this 5th championship.
No worries. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
What a great story. Not just the fact that obviously the team was successful, but Lenny's story in general. Like, just, obviously high-level player in his day, always had probably the coaching bug, I suppose, and has, obviously gone through the highs and lows of coaching, and has done multiple age groups as well, which is also great to be able to learn, obviously players at different stages of their career, and now at the moment culminates in a championship.
I know. Incredible. I can't imagine the feeling. I think I've won one premiership in my time at a state level, but yeah, I love his approach to it, and I think a lot of coaches will get a lot of value out of what he said, and especially in terms of the psychological space. It was very subtle,
Yes.
a lot of his messaging to the 21 boys, but all those habits that he probably built in throughout the training block, but then also whilst they were away, I think really set them in good stead. And like such incredible words for his leadership group as well. And
I agree.
yeah, a lot of young men probably look up to those 21s boys and idolise them, and to know they're great characters off the field as well. I think, yeah, I'm sure their parents are very proud of them. But yeah, lovely to hear from that perspective, I think, from a coach, and hopefully a lot of coaches out there in clubland really take a lot from it as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. And that takes us to the end of the show, Jane. Back in the studio. How do you feel about that?
I know. We're all professional now.
I know. Well, and it took us a bit to work out how to work things again because we haven't been here for a few weeks.
We now have 3 camera angles for those that watch.
Yes, yes. Let's hope we can keep them all throughout the show. We've thankfully been good so far, but let's hope. But thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the show. Another big one. Of course, you can follow Jane or I or Hockey WA on Instagram, hockey_WA. Keep an eye out for all the videos, all the highlights from the matches of the round, and obviously the opportunity to touch base with us through the mailbag. And as always, make sure you get out to your local club, support them, whether it's at their grass fields or the turf fields, and just support other people playing hockey. I think that's what's always great about the WA hockey community.
Sure is.
Enjoy the weekend all, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Hockey Hour.